All right. All of a sudden, I am a vegan after that.
Yeah, as if tools.
Kits
okay.
and a smoke and Razio. So I'll be looking at him towards the later echelons of the game. Spike in. He spotted out some attacking players. He's picked up the first kill, and they started it all. The second map. This is do or die for 15AvgGang. He goes down immediately.
Oh, no.
Blaze opens it up with the doubler. Doddy comes in from Cats, and Doru swings in from his left. Peekaboo, 2 versus 2. Bomb needs to be collected and put down for that cash dollar. Rescue throws.
Oh!
Caution to the wind. A precise headshot coming out from Doru as he pivots to find other attacking players, and Razio up against Doru, a smoke and a kitten. I can't help but feel this is a diffused bomb. Oh, it's only a matter of seconds. A P250 though! Doru!
That round had it all from Doru. First of all, he gets the perfect timing on the peak from Catwalk. Then he has the tightest angle to hold to watch the cross and keep his teammate alive. And he clutches out, killing the player in the smoke. What a huge round coming through from Doru.
Insane.
And that's a 5v3, Tools. That's another 5v3 here lost by 15AvgGang.
And that's why the P250 gets purchased on the pistol round, to counter that USP, to get that one-shot headshot. And there was no armor, remember, on Rizio, so it's a bit more squishy. So that P250 came in huge, because the Glock would definitely have missed that micro timing. Rizio, lovely Deagle looks for the second, but the Mac 10 takes care of him. There's a play under bulk. This is an A-stack, and the Deagles are doing damage as Blaze tries to get out that choke when the AK dives through, and they're just getting caught. Their heads are spinning round and round, and they just can't find these enemies. Labrador down up against Blaze.
Problem is, he didn't invest into armor here. The rest of the team went for the force buy. He's decided against it, tries to take that long-range fight, exploiting the fact he's playing against a Mac 10. HE grenade comes in. That one felt like slow motion there, baby. I mean, you can just see that coming. You might as well let go of your keyboard and mouse at that point, Tools.
You saying no, 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 no at that point in time.
He caught that one.
Yeah. And I like how he readjusted, didn't have body armor like you mentioned, so he took that headshot angle, only exposing half his body, making it very hard for Blaze to find that frag. But Blaze slowed him down with a molly, touchdown with that grenade in the breadbasket. And another force by keeping the game in contention. Don't let the economic game go astray. Dottie picks up the first against Vulge. It's Raskov peeking towards Cat 2 play, sitting towards default in a double team up against my party. Stood no chance. But the Deagles once again have to do the damage. Where are the M4s when you need them the most? 2-0, Bravado. Man advantage down 2 in fact. But they got a lot of map control. There we go, the Deagles. Riskoff.
Oh my god.
Delivers the deep shot into Blaze. And it's Slowy and Daru.
Surely not again, right, Tools? This is a 5 versus 2. There's no ways that can be won by Bravado. Great kill coming through from Ryzo. I believe that's his 3rd in the round. MP9 doing work right now. And it's only Doru left, Tools. World on his shoulders, and surely this is too much to ask.
Yeah, they've spotted him out too. All rotating in, off angles all good, and Riskoff. Huge impact in this round.
I do love the decision from them to go for a follow-up force by their Tools. That's not really by the book type Counter-Strike. They knew they dealt a lot of economic damage though, so they want to keep the pressure up on their opponents. They invest into that round, and they make it work.
Paid dividends. I like it. And now, they got the lead financially speaking. They need to catch up on the scoreboard though. Bravado immediately answering back with the force buy of their own. Just Blaze looking to shy away with utility. Tech 9 armor. It's down. Let's see if this B side can hold strong. Jump spotting as per usual. That's the life of a B anchor.
Yeah, I wish we could keep a counter as to how many times that B player jumps up on the spot, man. Throughout a half anyway right now is going to be a big breach coming through from Bravado Gaming right now. Util raining it over the top, couple Tech 9s in towards the site.
As they just pivoting, jumping high like a bird, and that overwhelmed the defense. Labrador can't do much, has to evacuate, but it's Riskoff to dive straight back in as the Labrador falls off. Razio, relentless, finding these unarmored, these pistol players. Lots of damage, lots of members falling, but well worth the round.
Great second kill coming through there from Blaze, but as you say, great round for 15AvgGang, stringing a couple together, leveling up the scoreline, taking the fight to Bravado. I will say, it kind of feels like Bravado are playing to 15AvgGang's game here. You know, it's been very fast-paced, very aggressive, giving them a lot of fights, and it's cost them so far, Tools. That's a collateral.
Yeah, we finish off second blink and you'll miss it.
Oh, Slowy.
I love the drama and the theatrics. 3-2.
That's
First
the lead.
time.
Yeah. First time at this event for Bravado they haven't had the lead.
And we get to see the avocado sweat.
I hope so, man. This is the game we were hoping would deliver the fireworks and the action. Bravado versus 15AvgGang. Almost certainly going to be our final tomorrow in that best of 5, unless Nigeria can pull off a remarkable upset later. Nigeria, I say Nigeria, outlaws.
Outlaws, yeah. But you can classify them as a country themselves. I do like it. Traditional sports, it just gives the fans a bit of insight as to where they're from. Riskoff opens up the scoreboard there. Nice aggressive play there. I did say they need to be aggressive on their defending side, and there we go, Spike in. Uncomfortable it is for Bravado. Slowy. This is where he usually thrives, but I'm not too sure of the rest of the players. Wiljon 2 deletes the A anchor, so it becomes a plausible round, although you look at the bomb, it's just so far away. There's no point in all this. Wiljon goes down and they're sweating. They're sweating, HazE.
Great work coming through from 15AvgGang there. Just the way that they contest middle was actually really well done. Taking the fight to Bravado. Double AWP setup pays maximum dividend for the CT side as well. And now they're starting to get some momentum. Now they're going to be feeling good about themselves and they'll feel like they can play their own game.
Yeah, and once you get that confidence instilled, you start to take more liberty. You start to take more independent action. We could see the AWP on B apps. We're going for that early peak on the A site and A ramp. Middle especially. 3 players contested with those of Bravado and middle, and this is where you start to see the cracks in the attacking side, the strategies, the plans from Bravado. What's the solution to this? Do we play a bit more passive? Do we control the outskirts of the map before we collapse into middle full control? Or do we continue at the hopes that if enough times you butt your head against the wall, it cracks?
Yeah, I think they're just going to look to continue to play their own game here, not get too worried about the way the map has started. Probably play a little bit more slowly and more passively going into those gun rounds as well. Nothing slow and passive about this from 15AvgGang though. They are just imposing themselves on the server. Does mean that there's some space in towards the A bomb site though, and the bomb's been able to get across onto the site.
Free plant surely? And that's the whole point of this round. They positioned it in the way, and they get the bomb down. If it goes down, that Molotov could... Oh, it's gone down. There we go. The job's done. Now it's just economical damage. Wipeout gets one for Tech 9, but it's not going to be enough. And whoa, he gets a second. They go for the knife. Revenge! Labracorp, easy money in the bank, and that's a double AWP.
I don't know how I feel about that though, man. I mean, you give Vilge an opportunity to get another kill there, down into the 1v1. He could have completely punished 15AvgGang there for the aggression. And the BM in the end though, the knife kill will be welcomed a lot of extra money, $1,500 to be precise.
That just helps the bank rise. 6K and Labracorp, 10K and Doddy. Razio with 3-2-3 Spike, and I think they have enough to weather the storm for a couple of rounds too. 5-2. It is a CT-sided map, so Bravado need to step it up sooner than later.
Great opening kill once again. 15AvgGang continues to find these opening frags. They're playing with a lot of liberty right now here on the CT side tools. Constantly forcing the issue in middle, dropping into lowers. And Bravado have just been getting caught off guard time and time again. Consistently down into a numerical disadvantage.
This looks, to the naked eye, very puggy and loose from 15AvgGang. But if you actually look at the mini-map, they're in space and position to trade as he lets the first player go.
Oh, another one?
Oh no! Not like this! He gets it, he finishes it off. Everybody calm down, it's just a game. Labracorp picks up another frag there, and upper B, it's down to Doru.
I've never seen a whiffed knife before, Tools.
Never! Well, I have, but from me.
That's got to be the first of its kind. Man, his whole heart must have sunk into his stomach after he missed that knife. Able to get it in the end, though. And that is a gun round for 15AvgGang. They keep 5 players alive. Was that a gun round? Yeah, that was a gun round. Absolutely it was. Statement made here by the CT side. At
the same time, you see how the parts start to fall apart from Bravado.
Even in slow mo there from our replay.
Did he go for the no-scope, or did he immediately switch?
Oh, they started knifing each other.
There was an honest fight at the end.
Yeah, that's an honorable fight.
Okay, Bravado. What now? What do? What doink? Last round, they got destroyed in lowers. Then it was A ramp, and then it was middle. Creating gaps everywhere. Bravado need to take a step back, realize where the opportunities to open up the scoreboard. cover the fringes of the map, and then worry about the middle. Worry about lowers, worry about upper B, worry about upper A, and then conversion to middle, then start taking control.
Yeah.
Because the pace is just too quick to catch from Bravado. Outlaws, 15AvgGang, some beautiful Counter-Strike. They got all the money to reinvest, to keep playing the way they're playing.
Does look like Bravado are going to heed your advice here, at least in terms of not taking aggression early on and towards middle. Player in Palace, player back of apartments, waiting to see if there's anything that comes through. They might be able to get that opening kill, but actually love this transition from 15AvgGang. Pretty much every round so far, we've seen them looking to make plays, but here, this round, they actually recognize they're not the ones that need to make the moves.
Yeah.
So they're just sitting on the bomb sites and waiting for Bravado. Good to see that they've got that depth to their game.
2-1-2 set up and already rotations, and looking at how reactive the minimap are from 15AvgGang, there could be something later on we should compare on the gun round. Slowly creeps out of A ramp, but unbeknown to him, there is a sneaky lurker under Palace as they reform to a neutral defense. There's enough utility to collapse on this A side, but it comes down to the frags. Vuljan spots a player, yes, CT. Can't finish him off or land any shots, and the sprays, the bullets have been delivered, but no kills just yet. Rotations are still static.
Bravado have got themselves in a pretty good position here, though, with players coming up from Connector right now. Ryzo in an awful position, having to take so many fights. Finally, Spike is able to activate, and he'll get himself a multi-kill. The second frag, the most important of the sequence. Sure, Doru gets a trade, but there's just too much work to do here for him immediately afterwards, and Dottie will get the kill. You can hear that the players from 15AvgGang starting to get vocal right now. They've silenced Bravado on the server, and they've silenced their fans in the crowd as well.
Simultaneously, this looks like a better face, a better showing from 15AvgGang, individually and as a team. You can see the communications are slowly starting to come into the fray, so perhaps that pause between the two maps has done them wonders.
Yeah, they got themselves in promising positions on Inferno. They just weren't able to convert, but that's absolutely not the case here on Mirage. Finally, an opening kill comes through for Bravado. Bulls needs to be careful more where that came from, and thankfully he'll get out with his life intact.
And this is a beautiful showing. So far, static, slow, they've cleared out A Palace, they went back, no push from A ramp, no push from upper B and lowest. They can conversion to middle. They've baited out a lot of utility. They've got a man advantage to work with, but they need to capitalize, they need to convert this advantage. Plenty of time still left on the clock and utility. Topcon smoke does come out to bait out a reaction, and none of it just yet.
You can see there's a stark contrast here in the style from Bravado since that pause though tools in the previous eco round, and now coming into this gun round immediately afterwards. There's a definite change in Bravado's approach. Maybe not necessarily a change in the result though.
Oh, what? Slowy? Didn't anticipate that at all.
Tunnel
Guessing
vision.
it was alone, but that creates the space towards this B side. There's no one at home. They can set up post branch, but they need to get in. Landracor's landing some lovely shots. That's 2 for him in the round. Doru Vils left alive to recover the round. 4 players remaining on the side of 15AvgGang.
Oh,
And he goes for that peak though, but a trade does come out from Doru. He needs to go huge in this round. He's got everything. Fakes the bomb plant, goes for the second duel and can't find Dottie. That's 8th round on the board. 15AvgGang have won the half. Things are looking bright.
Not only that, that's 8 rounds in a row here. Bravado haven't been able to win a single gun round yet. Look at Dottie, the 19-year-old here on the South African shores. He's 15-3 right now. The star player standing up when his team needs him.
Perhaps they just needed space in a dusty map.
There we go. Well, I mean, it's working out well so far. Problem for Bravado Tools is they got the opening kill in that previous round. Yeah. Only one more frag thereafter. Dottie again gets the entry towards ramp. This is looking bleak for Bravado. Sure, it's an eco. They've got the hero AK in play, but 15AvgGang on a landslide right now.
Spike and to catch a lovely surprise. They found the bomber. Transition, can't find the second. Slowy is able to recover that. Where's the weapon? I'm sure that's what they're asking. The A side is vulnerable to a certain extent because the rotations should be coming in. Dottie looking for more information in the A ramp, and he might have found a lovely surprise. It could be the bomb taking first contact, but he could go down. He's isolated. He's going to put himself in a one and done. No, it's a good off angle. No, he proceeds forward. The bomb is down. He just needs to go back. He's done his job, but he wants more! Headshot after headshot. Dottie stands tall.
And he's feeling it as well, Tools. A lot of excitement coming through right now for the team from Algeria. They are looking so damn good here on Mirage. A stark contrast from what we saw on Inferno. Look at those numbers. Doddy leading from the front right now, not taking prisoners. Bravado looking a bit shell-shocked. This is their map pixels, but it doesn't look like it.
Nobody's safe from the side of Bravado. Nobody. Doddy's taking them all. Bottom con smoke will give them some space to work with from the time being. That lower smoke does draw caution. Slurry gets the first and traded out immediately by Spike, and the trades are favoring Bravado, but it's the orbs that are doing the major damage at range. 36 HP left on Riskoff, but I'm going to calm things down, reset, and reevaluate their decisions.
There's been a lot of aggression from 15AvgGang on the CT side so far, pushing ramp, pushing Palace as well. Bravado haven't really been privy to it. Great timing there from Volge, finally able to prepare himself and get the kill.
And once they realize this is the general strategy or the train of thought from 15AvgGang, they can counter it. Volge had good awareness to double check the A-ramp before the majority of the attack came through. So that's through conditioning, that's through the previous rounds that they've played.
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? It's taken them a bit of a while to adapt. They've still been keeping up with their mid plays pretty much every single round, and they haven't been yielding success.
And they've opted to gamble towards that B site as soon as the utility lands. It will draw them towards that site, and they should go for this retake.
Absolutely.
They have so much money in the pocket. They have money falling out their shoes, Matt.
Yeah,
coins for everybody.
Pockets are lined, but really should be no way back into this round here for the CT side. 3 versus 2. Sure, there's a bit of utility. They've got kits as well, but great post-plant positions taken up by Bravado. They're not offering anything.
Go for the smoke on the bomb, but there we go. Fool's Blaze just waiting to finish him off, and that's the third round on the board. Bravado slowly starting to look alive. The fans clapping in anticipation of a comeback.
Finally, they're able to break the sequence. That was 9 rounds in a row for 15AvgGang, but finally the streak is broken.
Bravado flags up and about.
Is there more where that came from, Tools? There has to be. It can't be a flash in the pan. Does look like mid is going to be the focal point here once again. I'm surprised Bravado haven't just reverted back to some execute-based Counter-Strike tools. Group up, smokes into the A site, as simple as it can be.
A good solution to the problems they're facing, I agree. Once again, mid control has been established, and this is the cleanest round we've seen this entire half, and it's Doddy. He's insane! Fire burns! Spiken does to wipe out what is done into his teammate Blaze. Free frag through his smoke, and that's a 3 versus 4. Barely anybody's been seen, and so many deaths have occurred, and Daru, spotting the barrel, but needs to exercise caution. The footsteps should lean to his favor.
Yeah, surely those were heard, right? Doesn't look like it, though, from Daru's positioning. Finally, he's been spotted out. They know where he is now, but that's not the end of the world, because he takes some attention away from the LA bomb site. Good initiative there from Lambda Core to force the frag. Double orb setup in play. Good kill from Ruskov, but a wonderful trade coming through from Blaze.
Intense headshot, but there's still one more obstacle. This is connector. They don't have a smoke to cut that off. They can't plant the CT. The rotation is there, and Razio finds one. Buljon trades him out, and Labrador opts to switch out to that aim for A1. 1 versus 1. This clutch is more important to Bravado than it is to 15AvgGang. And who else would you want in this clutch than Buljon?
Lambda Core offering him a lot of space and respect right now, but Volge does confirm that he is towards this part of the map after throwing some utility. Lambda Core not keen to compromise his position. Volge fakes the plant. Here's the utility coming through, goes for the wide swing. What a way to win a clutch, Tools.
Yeah, takes advantage of that utility.
That's
like I said,
yeah, alpha
Mr.
energy.
Reliable. Mr. Reliable.
And that's exactly what I was talking about in the pregame, saying he has to take that role, he has to take that mantle, needs to assume more responsibility on this Bravado team. Looking at the numbers, Wipeout struggling, just 2 kills to his name here, Tools.
We spoke about this earlier. When the tough get going, when the going gets tough, the tough get going, but he needs to start going. Putting some numbers on the board, adding value to the team, but I know, looking at the way 15AvgGang are playing, it's hard in his individual to try have that spatial awareness. He's holding up a B, one comes from lows, he goes lower B, there's an AWP Players are going through the smoke, so what much can he do as an individual other than call for more support or just step up to the plate and frag?
Well, I mean, we've seen him do that in heaps today so far, but yeah, hopefully they will be able to bring him back into the game a bit more here. Bravado are leaning in towards the bomb site here at this point, a lot earlier on in the round. And this is what I've been looking for. Because 15AvgGang are putting so much focus in towards middle, it means there has to be gaps elsewhere, and now they're looking to exploit them.
Finally, they need to take CT spawn. It's the first one, the one that set themselves up for, but pushing to the
there we go.
Flash, they're getting punished. And these are the small mistakes we're starting to see from 15AvgGang. Not well versed in the structured play. Razio brings one frag back, but is it going to be enough?
Looking at their money as well, Tools, I don't know if they actually want to go for this. They had very deep pockets, but cash has been exhausted. Lose this round, certainly no way to buy in the next. And it does look like they're going to pull the plug here. Yeah.
Mature decision has been made. Save and fights another day, taking 3 weapons, especially the 2 AWPs. They got utility, add a dozen. They'll be able to reinvest and mount up a considerable defense. And there we go. Razio doesn't want to finish it off, and it's the AWPs. They're doing a lot of economical damage themselves, although there's only a few more rounds to play for, 2 to be exact.
1.
There we go.
Just 1 round left remaining here in the half. Great fight back from Bravado. That's a 3rd consecutive round in a row for them. At least 15AvgGang were able to save those guns, so they'll still have a full contingent of weaponry coming into the next round here.
They get 6 and they'll be happy at how they recover.
Oh,
because
absolutely.
Things are looking dire. I'm smiling if I'm Bravado. We pick up this last one, but I almost feel it's essential. The CT side is a bit easier. It's hard to get started, but once it's started, it gets easier.
Yeah, we saw how good they were on their CT side of Inferno as well, so I mean, even with 5, they'll definitely still feel like they're in the game.
And knowing the mentality of the BVD aura, you never give up. First round, first frag, coming out from Vulge once again, proving to be pivotal to the team.
Yeah, he spots Ruskov out there on the jump across. That's valuable information gleaned there for the T side as well. And it looks like their focus will be in towards the bomb site. Neutral to make their way forward. Efficient progress. Ruskov looks to unsettle them though. 2 great kills from his AWP. Trades from the AK, and he'll find another kill as well. No, Wipeout will best him, but a man advantage earned here for the CT side until Doru gets the kill.
Yeah, Doru, he's been in a 1v1 before, but this is too hard for him. That's 10-5. Brilliant performance from both teams. I think that showed good moments where they could string rounds together strategically and individually. There's some nice clutches coming up. We saw from Vulge, Dottie. I mean, he was impactful, that AWP. He was opening up the multi-frags.
Absolutely.
Got the train going for that momentum to start, but Bravado answered back quickly. And that's 5-10. CT side is a bit easier, but the pistol round, it becomes more of an importance.
I was just looking at the kills there. Both Vulge and Blaze have 10 frags, the only players on double digits for Bravado, while everybody on 15AvgGang was at least double digits. So a lot better time in terms of the fragging department here on the team from Algeria. But Bravado are now on the CT side, which is where you rack up most of your kills. So we'll see if they can make it happen. They've won the past 3 pistol rounds, Tools. Will they make it 4 in a row?
The setup looks good from Bravado. Bait and switch, and the headshots are landing. Bit of a pot shots to Lambda Core. Raining, tearing everyone apart along with Dottie. He gets 2 and it's down to Wipeout. And Doru, problem is, they have no information, no control. It's down to the mistakes from 15AvgGang to drop this round.
That was a disaster of a hold from Bravado Gaming. It's on Doru and Wipeout to try and pick up the pieces, but the pieces are scattered everywhere. Lambda Core the first to be dealt with. Wipeout located another. Now it's on Doru to try and get in towards the bomb site.
Oh, Wipeout!
Coming through there from Wipeout. The job's not done just yet though. And Spiken will silence all, including his pistol. What a way. 15AvgGang, it was always their round for the taking, gets incredibly close.
Punching holes through for that retake, doing all he can. That last flick, and it was on the dying bullets. He had 1 remaining and he hit it. Couldn't help but think if he slowed down a bit after that 2nd kill, he could have put himself in a better position to take that last fight because he was aware of the positioning. But nonetheless, 11-5, Bravado. Things are looking quite dicey.
Yeah, they've gone for the force buy here to try and answer back immediately after losing the pistol. It's just Spiken trying to take attention towards the B side of the map right now while his teammates executing towards the opposite side. Although Bravado, they've actually got a really good idea of what's going on right now. Power position for Doru to play off of, excuse me. It was Wipeout all along, but he couldn't make it work. And all the kills come through for the T side.
I like what they did there. Put a lot of pressure, send the Mac 10 into that B site, throw away what's useless, get that information, force rotations. But eventually, the main plan, the overarching plan is to hit that A site, and they had a lurker just to make sure nothing funny, no funny business in connector. That's the 12 rounds on the board. 3 more remaining for them to clinch out this map, to take us to the third mat.
And so far, it's been an incredibly dominant fashion. We've only seen 3 gun rounds, 1 here by Bravado in the half so far. Has to be a lot more where that came from. This is their map pick as well. Certainly won't be in this round though, Tools. Yeah. And what a great turnaround from 15AvgGang from the first map into the second.
It's almost a completely different team than what I'm looking at. They need space to perform. What we've gathered. Makes sense they took out Nuke. Makes sense why they took out, what is that?
Vertigo. Was the second, yeah.
Because those maps are claustrophobic.
Yeah, limited for space for sure. Right now they've got heaps of breathing room. A 7-round lead, which should become 8.
Ooh.
Nice shot there from Vilge, but more just for our highlight reel than anything else.
Give us a little gasp. That's about it.
Keep in mind, 15AvgGang, they're the ones who don't have the pressure on their shoulders right now. They've traveled across Africa to come and compete. They're not the favorites. They're the ones who are just here to showcase what they're capable of.
Yeah.
It's Bravado who have got the pressure of the crowd, the home team, the favorites. And 15AvgGang are putting a lot more pressure on them right now here on this map.
Yeah, you don't want to lose at home, tell you that much. You don't want to lose at home.
It's one of those funny conversations, right? Because people always say that you have that hometown advantage where you're playing at home, if it's your home crowd or whatever it might be. But I actually think there's a lot of pressure that comes from that as well to perform.
Pressure is a privilege, Matt.
That's true, Tools. Thanks, Russie. Wasn't that Russie Erasmus?
No.
The World Cup, it's a privilege to feel pressure.
Who's that
in the
guy?
final.
Kidding.
2019 World Cup.
We've won a lot of World Cups.
That's true. Do you think we'll win the next one, Tools?
Yes.
That's a decision that you made with your heart, I know it.
No, we'll speak about rugby just now because Russie's a smart guy. I know exactly what he's doing. With our squad, to be exact.
Yeah, fair enough. Vilge, he knows what he's doing here, trying to save the AK. Lambdacore wants to rush him down.
Lots of damage.
Vilge hears the footsteps, though. Steps out, gets the kill.
I think that's a big misstep on the side of 15AvgGang to give Vilge not only those frags to limit their own economy, but to toss that AK, probably buy Slowy and AWP in the next couple of rounds. Can't really see what the money looks like, but...
I mean, he had a Mac 10. Not the end of the world to lose the Mac 10. Try and chase down that AK player.
Yeah.
Do or die now, Tools. If Bravado Gaming lose this round, then that's pretty much tickets here on Mirage.
And they were looking cool after the first map.
Yeah, if you blinked, you would have missed this.
All of a sudden, the tides turn 13 to 5.
Are we sure it's the same Bravado players on the stage right now?
Are we live yet?
Looking like a shadow of their former selves right now.
Okay.
And there it is. This is the gun round. Lose this one, and we're going to almost certainly going to a decider.
Yeah. Slowy has an AWP, keep an eye on him, and there we go, that's the pace, relentless, it's a bulk pop. Oh, they're ready for it, doesn't do his due diligence, and Wipeout finds a free frag, gets a second, and he loves these, relish these moments, and Spiken eventually gets the spray. The A site has fallen, but the numbers are even, 3 versus 3, low HP on Spiken. Bomb isn't down yet, so they can surround the opposing force, Bravado, if they really want to set up that post plant and cut them in, but if they do decide to pivot, surely they'll smell a rat. It's up to LighteRTZ to really sell this fake.
Still so much time left on the clock here for the T side, which means there's options available. And it does feel like Bravado are actually starting to realize maybe there's more at play here than meets the eye.
They haven't pulled the wool over their eyes just yet, and it's not even that. They're still remaining. They could even possibly go back to the A side if they really wanted to. Option R, it does, and 50 seconds still left on the clock. They can go anywhere. They could be anywhere.
At least they've rotated accordingly, so they're going to have players all over to get the information as it comes through. I don't think Lambdacore has actually done enough on the opposite side of the map there to keep the attention tool. He's been a bit passive for my liking.
One jump spot could ruin everything, Matt, and we've seen it in the past in Blaze. This is his home. The B bomb side usually is his. This Molotov further going to do damage, and he has to pedal back in. Where's Lambda? He's down. 1 versus 1. Once again, they have to rely on Viljon. He has to be the guy. You got to rely on him. The star player, the impact player.
Oh, there we go.
And he makes the jump.
Yeah, he had to make the jump. One shot, one opportunity to seize everything he ever wanted, and he captured it. He didn't let it slip. Great clutch coming through from Vilj there. Repositioning, caught the T player completely off guard. Here was a bit of a skeptical decision from Wipeout because he went for the trigger discipline. Sure, he got 2 kills, but it cost Doru his life.
And are you mad if you're Doru?
I mean, probably not, because nothing really makes Doru mad, but if it was me, I'd probably be a bit frustrated.
Facts, facts. Super nice guy. There we go, slowly doing exactly what Doru did on his CT side. Open up the scoreboard, give the man advantage. Looks like it's going to be a fast catch slip, but already the reactions are perfect from the side of Bravado. Slowly gets a triple, looking for the quad. Lambrico goes down, and upper apps from Vilj, and it's down to Riskov. No bomb in hand, no map control, no information. Just him and that gigantic mountain, that gigantic blue star in front of him. Still a lot to play for. Bravado sitting on 6-13 on the side of 15AvgGang, but they don't want to throw it too much money, Blaze.
Yeah, a little bit overzealous there from Blaze to try and finish off the round.
Yeah.
I was going to say this is the most conviction we've seen Bravado win a round with in recent times.
But like I said, once you can control the pace at which 15AvgGang play, the game should be more relaxed, more composed. Everyone has more room to breathe and think.
I certainly won't count Bravado out of this comeback though, Tools. Here on the CT side, they can start to build up a bit of head steam, start to build up a bit of momentum.
I mean, if you speak to the players from 2017 up against, I think it was Tunisia and Algeria who came down, I see similarities in the way they play in the T side. The pace in which they play, the mechanical skill, the way they adapt. So if they've seeded that information down, things should be okay. We should balance out.
Speaking of balancing out, 15AvgGang, I think that's balance their economy out a little bit coming into this next round here. Going to be a bit of a save so they can buy up in the next. A chance for Bravado to reduce the deficit to 5. And I mean, that's not actually a huge amount to claw back. You think, what, 3 of the 5 will be gun rounds?
Yeah.
Bravado on the CT side of their map pick as well. This one's not over, Tools. I mean, Slowy on the CT side of Mirage is one of the best players in the country in this half.
Facts.
If not the best.
Facts.
I do like this option, though.
Yeah, it could be a farm fest or disaster for Bravado. Wipeout, the second flash was good. Instantly deleted. Dora finds one and everybody chips in. And eventually they stop the bleed, they calm everything down, they find a piece, just one member going down the side of Bravado, which isn't much.
No, I mean, especially considering the might of that execute there. Normally you're a bit concerned when you lose that first frag, but it was a great response from Slowy and Doru. Doru even gets a bit more than he bargained for there with the kill through the smoke.
Loves it.
13-8, and in fact, it's going to be a double eco here for the T side. Pretty sure the previous round was also like a bit of a half buy. Did I miss that? Was that a force? Either way.
Oh, it's catch-up time nonetheless, and Slowy, this is where he thrives in the midst of chaos, but needs to be aware. Needs to wake up a little, Dottie. I think if he landed that jump, he was down, he was the gun, and Dottie finds the player in Catton. I felt like Slowy just left Blaze all alone. Dory couldn't help, he was smoked out. But again, that's just awareness. 1v1 fighting under bulk and Wipeout stands tall. He did have support structure in the form of Slowy. Good rotations. We saw him in window a couple of seconds ago, so he's quite mobile with that AWP. Vilj anchoring that B side, poised as ever, precise. Delivering headshots. A few more opponents inside.
Oh, what?
Is beautiful. Vilj delivers in spades.
That was some incredible prioritization coming through there from Vilj. Stops the fight with the first player, pivots to the second, gets the kill there, and then goes back to finish off business with the first.
Not many players have that intuition to think, let me disengage from this current fight because it's less of a threat than the next fight, and then continue with also his mechanics. You see how he stayed low there, stands back up, understands it's a sniper, has reload time, so that's an experienced player. But we must bear in mind, he has played in Europe. He has played in NA.
Yeah. Dottie, well, he's been playing here on Mirage, that's for sure. Great opening kill comes through from him. A rare opening frag for 15AvgGang in these past few rounds. And really, this is the round they need to win to maintain their position in the driver's seat. Otherwise, a lot of that hard work and heavy lifting from the first half starts to slip away.
Okay. How do they recover the man disadvantage? Bravado looking for information, looking for space, trying to be at the right time, at the right place. Smoke down an A-ramp is going to slow down the push further, and that's free information from Blaze. So he can confirm that middle is clean for the next couple of seconds. It's down to the players on the outskirts of the map. There is a smoke with the gap, so Slowy needs to be aware. 1v1 fight or battle. We haven't seen this quite often, and slowly Prawn peeking Dotty. Quicker on the trigger, had the better angle nonetheless. Two-man disadvantage, slowly falling apart at the seams. Blaze needs to go huge, finds one, can't get the double, and Doru finds the second, brings back the advantage, but they forfeit map control subsequently.
Oh.
And they need to be honest about this. CT Spawn's about to be compromised, and they're all rotating to 1 point, and it's Dotty on a reign of terror with that sniper. That's third for him in the round. The hat trick looking for the 4 of a kind.
What a massive round coming through from the Algerian sniper. So much impact. I mean, he did a great job in that first half. They needed him to come to life here in the second as well to finish off the job. And I mean, you really can't ask more from an individual than what he just provided.
Nah, you can't. The AWP abusers are everywhere.
Tried their best to nerf them, but still. Oh, wait.
No!
Oh my, okay. Vilge looking to get cheeky there, trying to drop a smoke on the bomb. Going for the ninja. That costs him his AK, by the way.
What's their bank looking like? How much did that impact them? How much does it impact them moving forward?
They should be fine. I think they've had 4 players stay alive for their past 2 or 3.
Okay.
Yeah, comfortably able to afford a full buy, but if Bravado lose this, they lose the map tools.
Backs. Slowy makes the jump, has to forfeit that spot due to the brilliant flash. This is why utility is important. Stop their plans from unfolding. Spike in, high ground, and apps. Beautiful default. Haven't seen this from 15AvgGang in a hot minute. Lovely lurk smokes, and this is what you do earlier on. They just bleed in the utility from Bravado. Later on, that'll come back to impact, and slowly trying to find some free frags in middle. Nothing comes of it.
Yeah, which is rare. Normally on the CT side of Mirage, he's able to have a field day, but he's struggled here so far in the half. Oh, beautiful awareness there from Spike, and after the molly gets extinguished. Couple shots through the smoke, it's going to be a frag. Doru, the next man up to the plate. T2 has been dealt with. Leaves Slowy in an awkward position. Able to get the first, but traded out straight afterwards. And now it's 15AvgGang who have won the round. They've locked it in. That's 15-9.
That's my point, Map. That's my point. Things are heating up. Bravado needed to wake up. Slowy needed to land more shots there in a different world. Usually he lands that shot. As hard as it was, it's Slowy who lands them. But at the other side of the coin, 15AvgGang, good response and pouncing on certain players. 2 players moving up con like a death ball. Spacing and trading was there. Doru couldn't get a multi-kill. He was in motion. Upper Palace. Slowy gets the first, can't get the second. That player had really good mechanics to go behind default, and they just do a wide swing, understanding the reload time of that AWP. So they're getting into it. The juices are flowing from the Algerians.
Yeah, absolutely. On the cusp of beating Bravado on their map pick and keeping themselves alive in the series. What a turnaround from what we saw on Inferno.
As you can see, communication, not only in text, but in voice. A tech pause coming out momentarily. I think it's coming out from Bravado. A tac pause, if anything, just to discuss how do we stop the bleed? Where are we making mistakes? Where are we dropping the ball? What solutions can we employ? What would you do, Matt, in this situation?
As Bravado?
Yeah.
Man, it's a pretty concerning situation they find themselves in. I don't even really know what the precise answer is. I think because 15AvgGang are playing a very numbers-based approach, Bravado need to employ that buddy system on the CT side. We've seen a number of players take fights in towards connector or A ramp, and they buy themselves, and we keep seeing them get traded out. So I think that they need to expect numbers when they take their fights and try and fight force with force.
Yes, as we see, definitely delegating fist pumps, so attack pause is over, and I completely agree with that. And I almost feel there's an overcorrection from Bravado, so They're opting for an aggressive stance, double swing towards lowers. They find one, but look at that!
Wait, he doesn't
He's
hear him.
gonna get a double! Slowy reacts and recovers in time to find the trade, and simultaneously Spike in opening up that A site. Has found space but hasn't found the frag just yet. Doris spots one, but can't find his match, can't find his frag, and he's staying nice and low, anticipating the peak, being bombarded by grenades. He needs to move on his feet and eventually Wipeout takes him out. As players are coming in, Lambrecord, Dottie looking to find a way into this A site, and they're getting smashed at the entry points. And Bravado pick up a 10th, pick up double digits, and pick up their streak.
What a way for them to keep themselves alive. 5 more rounds is what they need, all in a row, to take this to overtime and wipe the slate clean. They didn't have much to work with coming into that round either, Tools. It was bits and bobs pieced together.
But you see how fast they reacted in lowest to find that frag.
Yeah.
Crazy. Almost throwing caution to the wind, no matter what was there, he was in.
Yep.
An AK.
You could notice the effective land there. Sorry to interrupt you. After the player dropped down, they never heard him. There was no audio cue. He was able to chase them down. Should have got both those kills. They probably win the round if he does.
Yeah, just a bit of spray control there goes a long way. Ooh. That was up at B, Wipeout. There's a lot of gaps in the defense here, but they are curving it. They are dealing with it, but looking on later on, the rounds unfolding, they need measures in place just to rectify all of that. Window, there was a gap. Upper B, there was a gap. And these are the most dangerous rounds. These are some of the hardest rounds to win is a semi-forced buy because you don't know what's in store.
Oh, wait. What could be in store is an upset here in the round. 2 versus 2. A lot of time left on the clock here as well for the T side to navigate their way into the round. Bravado have no idea what's going on as well.
Booking it. Look at them booking it towards the site.
Look how confident that is.
That's insane. It's going to come down to the post plant. Spike has the AK, so he's going to be
They haven't realized.
That's land for you, as you spoke earlier.
That's taken them an extra 10 seconds off the clock only now to start going in towards the correct side of the map. Great post plant positions here for the T side as well. Dottie up close and personal. Can't finish off what he started. It's on Spike in the IGL to polish off the round and take his team to a decider. Vilj desperately trying to locate his position, but it's going to be too easy for Spiken. What a way for them to win the map with an eco nonetheless. And we need map 3 to separate these two teams.